is essential reading. One of Johnstone's plays is about an impotent old recluse, the master of a desolate castle, who has had the foresight to stock his deep freeze with sperm. There is a power cut, and one of the sperm escapes into a goldfish bowl, and then into the moat, where it grows to giant size and proceeds to a whale of a life on the high seas. That, in a nutshell, is the Johnstone doctrine. You are not imaginatively impotent until you are dead. You are only frozen up. Switch off the no-saying intellect and welcome the unconscious as a friend. It will lead you to places you never dreamed of, and produce results more original than anything you could achieve by aiming at originality. Open the book at any of the exercises, and you will see how the unconscious delivers the goods. Here are a group of hippopotamuses knitting pullovers from barbed wire, and a patient suffering from woodworm who infects the doctor's furniture. There are poems transcribed from thin air, masked actors magicked back to childhood, Victorian melodrama played in extempore verse. At the point where the rational narrative would come to a stop, Johnstone's stories carry on cheerfully into the unknown. If a desperate schoolmaster kills himself, he will find a plenary session of the school governors awaiting him at the pearly gates. Or if our hero is swallowed by a monster, he will change into a heroic turd and soldier on to fresh adventures. I have seen none of this material in performance, either by students or by Johnstone's theatre machine company, and one of the book's achievements is its success in making improvisations relive on the page. Like all great advocates of the unconscious, Johnstone is a sturdy rationalist. He brings a keen intellect, nourished on anthropology and psychology, to the task of demolishing intellectualism in the theatre. And where no technical vocabulary exists, he develops his own down-to-earth shorthand to give a simple name to the undescribable. In rediscovering the imaginative world of childhood, he has re-examined the structural elements that bind that world together. What is a story? What makes people laugh? What relationships hold an audience interest? And why? How does an improviser think up what comes next? Is conflict dramatically necessary? The answer is no. To these and other fundamental questions the book returns unexpected and invariably useful answers. Answers that extend theatre into the transactions of everyday life. One's first impulse on reading about these actors' games is to go and try them out on the kids, or have a go yourself, like this. From anthills in the north I come with wand in hand, to slay all people there that I could understand. At last one heap was left, untamed by all my foes, until I caught the bees and dealt them mighty blows. That was a non-stop poem written in 50 seconds flat. It may not be much, but it is more than I have ever got from any other textbook on the imagination. The difference is that Johnstone's analysis is not concerned with results, but with showing you how to do it, and his work ranks as a pioneer contribution to the exceedingly sparse literature of comic theory, from which comic practitioners really have something to learn. It certainly has more to offer than Meredith, Bergson, or Freud, to whom the suicidal hero of Heathcote Williams' Hancock's Last Half Hour turns in his time of need, dipping hopefully into jokes and their connection with the unconscious, and then dropping the book with a despairing cry, "How would he do second house at Glasgow Empire?" If Hancock had picked up this book, there might have been a happy ending. Irving Wardle. Notes on myself. As I grew up, everything started getting grey and dull. I can still remember the amazing intensity of the world I'd lived in as a child, but I thought the dulling perception was an inevitable consequence of age, just as the lens of the eye is bound gradually to dim. I didn't understand that clarity is in the mind. I've since found tricks that can make the world blaze up again in about 15 seconds, and the effects last for hours. For example, if I have a group of students who are feeling fairly safe and comfortable with each other, I get them to pace about the room, shouting out the wrong name for anything that their eye lights on. Maybe there's time to shout out 10 wrong names before I...
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.